Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. Today is my birthday celebration and I'm having my party and you're welcome to come and join me. I wish, honestly, I really wish my shop was big enough that I could invite everybody to come to the shop and have a real celebration, but unfortunately it's not that big. But this is it. So if you haven't got your cup of tea or your coffee yet, shoot out and get it, because I've got my tea here, I've got my chocolate cake, I've got a little bit of ice cream here, and it's pretty flavorful, and I got some chocolates, and I'm going to have myself a little party. So I also wanted this to be a Q&A, and I got one question which is really interesting, and I'm going to focus on this one question. And if you've still got questions that you want me to answer, send them to me and I'll do it in subsequent videos. But this question is so good because it applies to the neck of a guitar. That is the neck, and I was asked about the measurements. This is 3 inches wide, Alan, and it is 3 inches wide, Alan, and it is 3/4 of an inch thick. I really like them a little thicker than 3/4 of an inch, but I'll take 3/4 of an inch as a minimum, all right? And this is about 31 inches in length. Now, you were asking about the scarf joint, and folks, that's the joint that you cut on this piece of wood on the angle here that drops the peg head down this way. And what you do now, I have already measured this. Normally for a steel string you would measure it out 7 inches, 8 inches if it's going to be classical. I measured this out at 7.5, and the reason I did that is I want a little extra here. I've got lots of length and I want to cut off the end here. I just want to cut the end off there and make it nice and clean. So what you do is you measure out here 7 inches, or 7.5 in my case. So what I have next is a protractor, which I set at 15 degrees. When I take that measurement that's across the top of the board here, I simply put that down here like that, right at the point where this protractor is starting to change, and I draw my line at 15 degrees. Now you draw that across there. In order to get that, this saddle square simply goes on there like that, and I draw my line across here. So I've got this measurement on the side. It's very easy to do. You draw that line. You then simply take a 15-degree protractor. It doesn't have to be a long one, and make your mark, and then draw your pencil line across there. Once you have that, you will find your pencil line comes in this case today, remember I'm 7.5, so this is about 5 inches. If it was 7, it would be about 4.5 inches. So from the 7-inch mark to the 4.5-inch mark for you, Alan, it's going to come across here. And now at this point, you'll take it either to the bandsaw, if you have one, and you'll set it up and you'll cut that scarf joint. Now, when you make the scarf joint, you're going to see me do that with this board. You will end up cutting that and then flipping this piece over underneath so that it's nice and smooth. This feels smooth, this is smooth, and it gets a good glue joint, and that's important. So now what we would do is once that's glued like that, I will plane the top until I get it nice and smooth. That's all there is to it. So again, just as a quick review, come down about 7. I've got 7.5 because I want to cut something off here. And then I take a 15-degree protractor and I draw my line along the edge. Okay, I've got it here. I drew my line across here. Draw your 15-degree line, and then where that comes off the wood, you draw your other line across here, and those become your 2 points of reference for cutting a 15-degree, and that works extremely well. Well, here it is. I'm another year older. Isn't this great? I made it. I beat the odds. I woke up today. Woo. Oh man, I wish you were here. You know what? We would have ice cream. Look at this. My ice cream is melting. You know what? The only thing I can do now is eat a piece of chocolate cake and dip a piece of cake in here. By the way, I'm not going to edit this video. What you see today is what you get. And this is as close to live as we can get. Here we go. Oh. There's nothing like a good piece of chocolate cake, salted caramel ice cream. Smoke that one, big boy. That's so good. Oh, and a cup of English breakfast tea. If you never come back and look at another video, if you never come back and look at a video, I'll know why. It's okay. You know, it's kind of crazy here, and it's going to be a crazy day, but actually, the truth is, today is not my birthday. It's tomorrow. But I like posting on Thursday. So we're having our party because it's Thursday, and because you know that I post on Thursday. So that's why we're doing our celebration today, because tomorrow I may be doing something else, like editing that crazy book I did. I'm almost finished. I'm now working on the grammar aspect of things, and it could be done in another day, maybe 2 days, and that would be good. Now, strawberries and salted caramel ice cream with a little dab of chocolate on it. I don't know. It's the way I win baseball games. Wow, is that ever good? So that's it. You've got, Alan, your question answered. I hope I'll be doing that very soon. So stay tuned for that, and you'll actually get to see it done. But you know the measurements now. It's the 3/4 inch in thickness, ideally an inch. It's 3 inches across, 30 inches in length. You're going to cut it off at the end, do your scarf joint at 7 inches. You're going to then put a 15-degree angle on the side of the board. And then once you've done that, you draw your line underneath. Now you know exactly where to cut it. And you can put that in a vise here like I have right here. And you can end up cutting that with a handsaw, going back and forth. Takes forever. Or you can very carefully put it through on the angle on a bandsaw. And if you are using a bandsaw, be careful, because we need these fingers, all of them, in order to play the guitar. It's very hard to play a guitar with no fingers. So be careful when you're using instruments like that. Well, I think that's it for me for today. I've probably just, I don't know, what have I done today? I haven't done much. I've done a little editing. I'm going to do more editing. So I'm going to go up now and I'm going to post this. This is morning, and I'll have this up within the next hour or two, and make fun of me if you wish. I don't care. I'm good for it. After all, when you're in your 80s, you can say what you want. And as soon as I get there, I'm going to say what I want. Oh gosh, there we go. I'm out of here. I'm going to drink my tea.